My name is Mr. Everest, and I'm going to be your fully online asynchronous Math160 teacher this fall 2026 semester. I teach 3 different Math160 classes, one that's traditional face-to-face Tuesday and Thursday, 2 days a week, but 2 of my classes of Math160 are fully online and asynchronous. One has the CRN number of 23692 and 24308. This is a video that I am going to be sharing with both of those classes, and it will be the same video shared with both classes, and so I'll kind of be going back and forth between the 2 courses, but they're basically copies of each other. So at Citrus, we use the LMS, so it stands for Learning Management System, called Canvas. Don't know if you have had any familiarity with that. A lot of times in fall, we have a lot of new students on campus. So I want to talk you through how to access Canvas, because 90% or actually 80% of the grade you receive in this course is going to be based on work that you do in Canvas. So it's basically my Mac Lab that is hosted in Canvas, because it's a Canvas link My Mac Lab class. And I'll talk more about send a separate video on showing you how to register for that class at another time, but let's just talk about how you get to the course to begin with. So you'll type in the search engine or in the browser bar my.citruscollege.edu. It'll should navigate to this page. You won't always see this tile that says Canvas LMS, or Learning Management System. So if you don't, just click the word Canvas in the search engine, click the magnifying glass, and the tile should be right there. So when you click that, it will show all of your Canvas classes for fall 2026. So these are my courses. I teach a business calculus class that has a co-requisite course, so there's 2 separate Canvas classes for that. I teach a stats class, and then these are the 3 Math160 classes that I teach. So that's the first one here, that's for one of them, 23692, and the other one is 24308. So we click either one of those tiles to launch either one of the classes, which of those 2 classes you're in. If you click courses, you'll see here's a link for the 23692, and that's a link for the 24308. So whether you click that link or you click the dashboard and click the appropriate tile here, it will take you to that page. So this is the home page for 23692, and I am using modules for the first semester in my Math160 classes that are fully online. In the past, I have used a home page, and when you click on home, it would take you to a home page, and this link right here takes you to that home page because it has a bunch of information about the class. So I strongly recommend you have to read this syllabus and this Canvas homepage so you understand the parameters of the course. The first assignment that you have is just sharing your attitude about math, and it's really a good time for you just to kind of open up and get some feelings out that you might have about math. And then all the other modules are basically chapters 2, 4, 1, 7, 5, and 6, which is the order of the book that we cover. So unit 1 covers chapter 2 and 4, culminating with a midterm. Midterm 1 for those 2 chapters, and then the second unit is chapters 1 and 7 on set theory and logic, and in 7 is probability, and that ends with a second midterm. There is a project that has its own separate module here for chapter 4, which is probably the most important chapter we cover in the book, which is how you manage your finances. You'll notice the format within any one of these modules is that all of the assignments for that chapter are in sequential order, and so you'll notice how this is in chronologically increasing order for all those assignments, and then everything else with these paper clips are resources for those, many of which I will also be emailing to you as attachments. So the third unit covers chapters 5 and 6, and whereas there's no midterm on that content, it's all embedded in on the final. And there's a couple extra credit assignments that are interspersed throughout the course. So in chapter 5, there's a section 5D, and these are sections 11B and 11C. These last 2 are really fun. It's like math in art and math in music. And each extra credit assignment raises your grade in the class about 1%. So it's a no-brainer. You really want to take advantage of those opportunities. And then the last module is the final exam. This is a better way for you to view the class if you are using a screen reader, because you have vision impairment issues. But if you would like to navigate to the, I think an easier way to navigate the class is to click the syllabus button. I know it's a little counterintuitive, but that's a link to the syllabus, and then a link to the directions for the mandatory discussion board posts. If you click here, it will take you to the discussion board post, but you can also click the discussions link here, and you'll notice that there are 5 discussion board post activities in weeks 4, 7, 9, 11, and 13. So let's just take a look at, let's say, week 9. So in week 9, I'm asking you, what math classes do you intend to take? Do you have a degree already? Or if you don't, what are you thinking about studying? Are you thinking about transferring to a 4-year school? What are your goals? And so you have to post a response to that. And then after you've done that, you can read other people's posts, and you're supposed to respond to one of your classmates at least, and keep it positive to support one another. Okay, so getting back to when you click syllabus, it has these links for those resources, the syllabus and the discussion board post directions, and link to the discussion board, and as well as links to help at the STEM Center for tutoring. We do have online tutoring in the STEM Center, so I know this class is fully online, and maybe a lot of you are not anywhere near Citrus College, so know that the STEM Center does offer remote tutoring, which is a nice new feature that they offer. So if you click here, it'll just take you to the STEM Center website, and you can see how to make an appointment for one of those online tutoring sessions. So these are just all of the assignments in the class, whether it be the MyMathLab assignments, which are abbreviated MML for MyMathLab, either the pre-assignments that are due early in the week, or the post assignments and quiz that are due at the end. You can see the discussion board post link is there, and all this is in chronological order, so it's just a really nice way to know where to go to find what's due every single day. So I know that modules are easier for folks with screen readers, but you have to kind of look in here to see when the dates are that they're due to make sure you're doing the right assignments on time. If you click the syllabus button again, notice that in this course summary section, all of the assignments are in chronological order by both the date and the time. In the online courses, everything is just due at 11:59, which is obviously the end of that particular day. So notice that if I click on the other fully online asynchronous Math160 course, the homepage is modules again, but if you click the syllabus button, you'll see that the same kind of formatting is there, where it's got the links for resources up here and the syllabus, but also all those assignments in chronological order. So when I click on the discussions link, you'll notice that these are all the 5 discussion board posts, and as we get closer to those dates, I will be pinning them, and then they will show up here in the pinned discussions. And that means that if you set up notifications in Canvas, you'll be receiving them to remind you about those discussion board posts. But again, when you click the syllabus button in the course summary section, those discussion board post assignments are also linked in there. So it's just a nice way to know what to do and when. If you click the files link, you'll notice that I have lots of folders with resources. So if you click on any chapter, like chapter 7 for probability, you'll notice I have many, many documents in here as resources, but I will be sharing those with you via attachments and emails that I'll be regularly sending to you. So when you do click on the syllabus button, or excuse me, home, and you see the modules, if you click this Canvas homepage, which you definitely should read in its entirety, there's a lot of things in here that will help you with what you need to do in the course. And so here's a Zoom link for my online office hours, Wednesdays from 11:30 to 1. If you do choose to come to campus and go to the STEM Center and want to visit me, that's a campus map and a map of the math building where my classroom is. I also have drafted, I will be sending you emails regularly, so you have to check your emails regularly, and I want you to send me emails using the Canvas email utility. I have a link here to a document that talks you through that, but basically you just click this inbox button and then click the draft an email button little icon, and it's really straightforward how to do that. But that way it will identify you by the name of the course that you're in exactly, and your name. So I have two different fully online courses. By just saying I'm in the online Math 160 class, I still won't know which class I'm in. And if you need my help, the first thing I need in order to help you is to know what your name is and what class you're in. So please only draft emails with the Canvas email utility, which will automatically identify you by both the course and your name. This is a link to the discussion board post. I have a YouTube channel with lots of resources and even a playlist specifically for this class, as well as one for help with my Mac lab. You'll be getting another vital resources document with my welcome letter that I'm sending out later, and I'll be publishing the Canvas classes so that you can get in and see all this. But you really should read all of this in order to get the resources that will help you to be successful in the course. So if you had an IEP in high school, you probably qualify for having an AAP form that you will need to submit to me so that I can apply the proper accommodations. Some students sometimes get like time and a half on a test, and I can do that very easily in my Mac lab, but I just need to know if it applies to you with that AAP form that you would submit to me as a digital, like an attachment to an email. This is my link to my class. I'm teaching 25 units this semester, and so you see that if I click on that link, it should take you to my schedule. So you can see that I have classes, a stats class on Monday only, and then a traditional Math 160 class that's on Tuesday, Thursday, and morning, which is in pink there. And then all these courses that are on Wednesday, the one in orange and yellow and kind of a salmon color, those are all my online classes. I teach a business calculus course, as well as two different Math 160 classes fully online. Those are my office hours in person on Monday, Tuesday, and Thursday, but this is my online office hour. Okay, so make sure to read all of the Canvas homepage, as well as all of the syllabus. And then if you have any questions, don't hesitate to reach out with an email asking me for me to clarify anything. Okay, I hope that helped you to get going on the course. Have a good semester.